In this video, I'm going to show users how to navigate the Add New Specimen function. So this is a quick add function that saves users time by having all the levels of the collection displayed in a single page. And we'll demonstrate what that means here. So if we go to Specimens, we now have the option Add New Specimen. And we kind of have two scenarios that I'll cover today. So in the first scenario, we're going to be adding a specimen that we know is not currently in Tropicos. So we'll click this plus button to add a brand new specimen. So at this first level here, we are actually essentially creating a collection event, although it's not obvious. And we don't actually need to know that for this, but I think it can be useful to know what's going on in the background. So we've designated a collector, and we click Save, number, and then we have our location. And for this, I should note that if we have a specific subregion that we know the location is from, or that this specimen was collected, it's best to go more specific first. So I could type, Madagascar, and it would pick it out. However, if we know it's in a specific region of Madagascar, say Diana, we can pick that, and it will get us to be a little bit more specific. So we have the day, month, year, and then we have to click this button here to get the display date. Important to click that. If we don't click it, this will not go through. And then this is where we might put a locality description, route 2. We can add some keywords if you want to that might help you find a specific set of specimens that you add later. For now, we're not going to worry about it. We also add coordinate data. We don't have to actually add coordinate data for us to enter a specimen, but typically you'll want to if you have it available. Then we have our plant description. We'll write a very, very brief description to give you an idea. And then, of course, we can add different types of ecology. We can say, oh, was this specimen sterile, bud, flower, etc. We'll say, oh, we found it in flower, or it's indicated on the sheet, so we'll say that. We also have this exicati, so if this was a specimen included in a publication, we can specify that, so we can go say maybe we saw this in Novon, say this, and then we'll specify the particular number there. You don't have to have this selected, but it's an option for those who want to use it. Now, for determination, we can go this, and if you remember from the determination video, we have these different options here. Is dupe det? Chances are you're not going to be wanting to do a dupe det of a specimen that you're entering in a Tropicos, but something to keep aware of that is a possibility. And of course, by default, we're going to say that this specimen is going to designate the collection determination. So if someone does a collection search, we want this specimen, this name to be associated with the collection that this specimen is a part of. So, and then of course, maybe this is a Mo specimen. By default, it's going to say Mo. So if you are picking a different institution, make sure you clear it and maybe say this is actually from Paris. So we'll designate that there. And then of course, if you have any barcodes, you can click this plus button. You can add the barcode. In this case, we don't have a barcode, so we won't worry about it. And then we'll click Save. Okay, so now we have the specimen, and from this quick add specimen, we've created actually a collection event. So if we click on this button here, collection event information, we can see that here. You can see that collector team, when it was collected, and where it was collected. And then if we go back, and we can also go to the collection level, which is indicated here by this collection number. We can click this. We see our collection, and we see that we have one specimen within our collection. But say we actually have two specimens here. So one from that either is from P or we're sending out to P herbarium, and say there's another one at Mo. So in order to quickly add the Mo sheet of this, and we would want to go to Actions, Copy Specimen, and then in Institution we want to clear this P with the X symbol that I just clicked, and then we'll type Mo, and then we'll add the Mo institution, and we click Save. And now we have the Mo sheet also in our collection. So let's go to our collection level, and we now see that there are two specimens within this collection, one at P and one at Mo. So now let's go over a scenario in which we're going to add a new specimen, but we don't want to have to add in all those, fill out that entire form if we can avoid it. So let's say we have a situation where, I've just entered in, Lenon collection 1000 as we just saw, but now I'm going to add 1001, and most of the information is going to stay exactly the same. So we don't have to retype out all that information. So we can do this and type this, and make sure you have to pick from the picker. We can't just type Lenon. So let's see that scenario. So we can't just do this and then go to the next field. It has to be picked from here. So we can know that we just entered Lenon 1000. So we'll search this. And now we want to add 1001, in which case much of the information is going to stay the same. So we can go to Lenon 1000. We see our two specimens that we just added. We'll click the copy form, and we see here that this has been all populated. So say 1001 was collected, the next day, and then collection 1001 is here. Still, let's say we're still a long route to everything else. We'll say this is a shrub, 2 meters tall. And then we'll make the det first. And then we have this all here. We can click save. And now we have 1001 quickly added by having much of the form pre-filled out by selecting the previous collection in our picker from the quick add specimen. So I mentioned there was two scenarios, and in this we've just covered basically the first scenario, two sub-variations on the first scenario in which we're adding a brand new basically collection to Tropicos. Now, say we want to add a new specimen of an existing collection in Tropicos. So we've kind of seen that done by the copy specimen option. But if we know it's already here, we can just do a quick search. We could pull up the collection we just entered. We just had a Mo sheet. So we'll scroll down, select the Mo specimen here, and then we'll go to copy specimen, clear it out, put it in the next institution, and then click save. So that kind of concludes the quick add and kind of quick ways to add specimens to Tropicos.